Hello, viewer, and welcome back to Games with Dialogue. This is episode 44 of my RPG Maker series. Last time, I continued working on the desert town. We got the weapon shop and the inn finished. This time, I'm thinking I want to divert course just a little and work on the classes a little bit. So, without further ado, let's jump into that. Alright, so let's jump into the classes. I've already got it kind of sort of set up. Now, if you'll recall, the original 4 classes, well, these 3 here and Scout, are what the player starts with. After the Shrine of Battle, there's 3 more classes the party get, all supposed to be themed around a specific set of skills or direction. In the case of battle, I was thinking to emulate the warrior with the heavier armors, the bigger shields, and a bigger weapon selection. Also, more straight-up passives with health and defense. With the Knowledge Shrine, I'm thinking to emulate the Elementalist with more MP, more magic attack, and maybe more magic defense, but less emphasis on the equipment. Light armor, magic armor, and maybe some basic weapons, but the physical attacking is not the point. The spell casting is for these. So, what I want to do, let's start with Arcane Knight, because I have a pretty clear idea of what I want to do with that. What I want to do is assign it gear, weapons, and skills that marry the warrior class and the idea of the Elementalist. I don't want him to straight up copy the Elementalist abilities, casting elemental spells. I want there to be some of that, sure, but I want the flavor of the Elementalist without a direct ripoff. I want an homage without being derivative, if that makes sense. So, I want to do the same with the battle classes, but I'm sticking with Arcane Knight just to help get things flowing here. We keep General Armor because I think every class that isn't the pure spellcasters, like Elementalist, Priest, and some of the others that will come, should have General Armor as a base. Then we got the Heavy Armor because it's going to Gilgamesh, and I think he would be more... He's more of the tank of the party, so all of the classes he gets will be better armored, better armed, and have fewer active skills and more passives to help boost up his survivability. Large shields, magic armor, which I haven't talked about really yet. Add the skill type magic, as well as getting canes, and I think I want to add knife. Sword's just a better weapon overall, but there could be knives that I add into the game that boost magical attacks and whatnot. So I'm going to add that in real quick. I want the player to be able to swap classes during combat. Just like a quick change. With their gear, I think I've mentioned this before, their gear changing as well, depending on what they're swapping to. For example, the Scout swapping to a battle class, gaining the ability to wear heavy armor, would put on the best heavy armor in your inventory. But, and then switching back to Scout, losing the ability to wear heavy armor would just wear whatever general armor was in the inventory. The best, but whatever is in the inventory. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I'm still working on it. I've barely looked at it, to be honest, but it's still in the pipeline. But let's forget that for a second. What I want is for the classes to be swappable during combat. That means that they should share similar abilities, I'm thinking. What I mean is, if I have an elementalist in the party, and I want to swap Gilgamesh from Warrior to Arcane Knight, and I want to swap Solomon from Elementalist to his battle version, the Arcane Knight should be able to fill in, maybe not as good, but should be able to fill in with the magic attacks. War Wizard still will also have magic attacks, but there should be some overlap. There is another thing to consider, and that is that I'm not setting all of these different classes to level 1. They go off the level of the actors. So there can be a bunch of skills that are low level, but the player won't have to earn them. They'll be unlocked as soon as you get them based on what level you get them at. With that in mind, I'm thinking that I'll have like 3 separate tiers of gear. Skills. The low level stuff will set up the class, give it its identity. Especially in the early game when you've only got these 4. Then you've got a middle tier, which I'll have with the Warrior, maybe the Arcane Knight as well. It'll be more survivability, more passives to HP and defense, some speed, I'm thinking, agility, as well as buffing damage from weapons, I'm thinking. In the Arcane Knight's case, I'm thinking that's where all of his spell attacks will be, all of his magic. And then late game, when you get the final class, the final crystal, the final thing, you'll have all the really strong stuff that might be more situational. The nukes, the invulnerabilities, the damage avoidance, and group revives. Stuff like that. I haven't quite gotten there yet. Right now, it's just going to be throwing stuff at the dartboard, really, because I haven't tested. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So let's go to skills. All right. So I have skills for the first 4 classes. Let's think up some for an Arcane Knight, just to go off. I'm just going to be spitballing here, and then we can tweak the numbers. How about we give him some defensive skills? All right? Let's start with fire, because that's a pretty good standard one. Skill type, magic. Scope. How about user? Occasion, always. Sure. Knowing what I know about the spell costs of the middle group, I've got it at 40 now, but it's probably going to jump up a little bit. Not quite sure. I think 40's good, but spells, I don't know. Your bread and butter spells should not cost so much that you're tapped out before you get done with the dungeon. But at the same time, they shouldn't be so cheap that you can just spam them every battle, and the strongest one every battle, and not worry about running out of MP. So what'll it do? Certain hit, because we want it to land every time we use it. Success. Probability that the use of the action succeeds. Repeats once. TP gain. Probably not going to gain anything. What does it do? I'm thinking for the Arcane Knight, it should... Interesting. I thought there was a way to add elemental resistances, but I'm not seeing it in here. I thought maybe there was a way to do it in armors and add it as a passive. I thought it was in here, but I guess not. So we'll have to scrap that idea for now. So what else can we do instead? Well, let's do HP damage, element. Fire. Sure. Oh no, this is just an attack. It won't turn his attacks into fire attacks. Well, that's also, I think that's a thing I have to do with weapons. Let me check it out real quick. If I make a new weapon and I say fire, 100%. And then I make it as a passive that I can fit in here. How did I do this again? Equipment skill, the user, right. So I could come up here, equipment skill, the user, and then tie it to the weapon I just made. What was the idea on that one? 24. 0024. Right. So I could just put in... Let me just add that in before I forget. There we go. Then it's a skill I can just assign. It exists on a weapon, but I'm assigning the skill from... I'm assigning the weapon like a skill. I think that'll be okay. I mean, that was just to show how I'm doing it. But this one, since I'm already here, I might as well... You know what I could do? Let's get rid of the TP cost, because it's obviously not a defensive skill now. It's also not to be used on the user. So let's say one enemy, magic, battle screen, success, sure, repeats. Okay. I can have it repeat multiple times. Let's say that instead it's a physical attack. I'm using magic, I'm using fire, and I'm hitting an enemy with a physical attack. But because we're higher level now, let's say that it repeats twice. So you hit two separate enemies, or one enemy twice. I'm going to hit with fire. No, I'm going to slash with fire, because it's a sword. Well, yeah, because it's a sword. Message uses, sure. Required weapon, we can say it requires a sword or a dagger. Sure. And then we do a formula for damage. So let's do the attack formula, the normal attack formula, which I believe is attack times 4, defense of the enemy times 2. Or, yeah, okay. And then let's add some magic to it. So I do believe it's A period MG. I'm not, it's MAT. We're actually going to drop this down, because that's pretty powerful, especially if we're hitting it twice. Drop this down to 2. We'll do a plus here, not a minus. I don't know why I have that there. 2 times... I changed my mind. Attack times 4 plus his magic stat times 2 minus the enemy's defense. So it's a pretty powerful attack, hitting as fire to your normal attack. I'm okay with that. I can probably make a lesser version, but I don't think it's necessary. Unlike the original 4 classes, by the time you get this one, you won't ever go back to the early one. The only reason to add earlier, weaker versions of a skill is if you are leveling up and you're using them to get to the next tier. If you get a class that already has the second tier of skill unlocked, you're not going to go use the earlier one. There's no point to get it. There's no point in making it. Let's see. I'm okay. I don't know about the magic cost, but again, he's going to have less MP than an elementalist. I think this is okay. Success rate. I want it to be used successfully, but not necessarily hit successfully. And then we've got this and this. Okay, I think that's fine. Now I could do the same for ice, thunder, or electricity, whatever, earth. I can do the same for all 4 elements. So let's just say that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Alright. Next skill for the Arcane Knight. Again, I want to do defensive skills that protect him from the elements. So... Oh, okay. I have a good one. Magic attack up. That one will probably be shared between all of the knowledge people, I'm thinking. Just because spending a turn using your ability to boost your magic attack for the rest of the battle is going to increase the damage you do. So it's got to be a little more expensive because you're self-boosting for more damage. I think certain hit is fine. Animation. What could we give for an animation for a power boost? Add buff. I'm thinking 5 turns? No, you know what? How long do you think a fight would normally last against a boss? More than 7, right? You should probably use it twice in a boss fight if I'm trying to gauge how tough the boss is. Especially in the later game. 7 rounds. 5 is too short. 7 might be long enough. Sure. Alright, we'll do 7. How much does it boost by? I think it's got an actual... I think it's got an actual thing already set up here. Raises the fluctuation level of the specified parameter by 1. For each level, there is a 25% fluctuation in the original value. So, if I want it to boost your magic attack by 50%, you can apply this effect multiple times. Alright, that gives me at least 2 versions of this ability. The base one, that increases your attack by 25%, and I can give that to everybody who has a knowledge class. And I'm just going to name this Mat Up 1 for the time being. I think giving this to everybody as a standard is going to be okay, I think. It'll be okay. But the Elementalist, specifically, should get something like Mat Up 2. Well, the more pure spellcasters, Elizabeth, Solomon, should definitely... Well, also maybe Joan, because her whole shtick is that she's the damage dealer. But let's do Mat Up again. Come on. Thank you. We'll do 7 turns for that one. And maybe 5 turns. So the 50% will fade after 5 turns. But you'll get the 25% boost for 2 more turns after that before it dies also. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I like it a lot. Uses, sure. Weapon, doesn't need to be worried. Certain hit, animation. We haven't actually looked up what the animation looks like, but where'd it go? I missed it. Ah, here we are. Okay. Apply. Cool. All right. I'm going to go real quick to animations, and I want to see what this looks like. Where'd you go? Power up 1. What is the volume on this thing? Did I turn that down appropriately? I can't remember. All right, let's see what this one looks like. It's okay. What about this one? That one... no. What about this one? Oh, I'm not happy with these. I'm gonna have to make my own again. Alright, well... Let me run that through. Everything up to... here... Yeah, everything up to the shield I'm okay with. I wonder... Let me find it. I wonder if I could just copy the whole thing. And then... Yeah, I could probably just copy all of this and then delete the shields. Yeah, right there. Just delete the shields and do something else at the end, like have it fade out or shrink on the player. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Let me change the maximum so I have an extra spot. We'll copy. We'll paste. Okay. And then I just get rid of... Yeah, everything after number 8 we'll get rid of. So, cut. Cut. Actually, that's going to take forever. Can I select more than... Yes, I can. Good. Okay. Because that was going to take forever. 1 frame a second. Okay. And we are done. Good. All right. And then we'll add, at the end, a little fade out for it. That'll be fine. Let me save before something happens. I should also have one that boosts their magic defense, I think. Magic, user, always. MP will do 100. Since I'm basically reducing magical enemies' ability to hurt me. Animation, I'll leave it alone for now. This is actually going to have to change also, so maybe I should do it now before I forget. None, and none. Okay. Uses type, we'll do add buff to magic defense for 5 turns, 7. Well, I don't know. With defense, it's different. With magic attack, I'm using that high MP cost to get a little extra oomph out of my other spells. With magic defense, I'm basically just reducing how much damage I take without any other associated costs. So maybe it should be 5 turns, I think. I think that's better. Sure. Trying to convince myself. We'll just do MDef for the time being. But what else can I put in here? Especially for the Arcane Knight. What else can I put in here? A perfect one. A perfect one that might see some use is Share MP. So what would be a good... Maybe this? No. I wanted to leave that for a very specific type of... skill. Let's do this one. We can do transfer or share. Share MP. Skill magic, scope, 1 ally, occasion, always, sure. MP cost will be the cost it takes to share the MP. Certain hit, animation. Animation, that one... I don't know about that one. I'll have to look at what is available. If I can even do this. It might be a state that I can set up. Can I give... Nope, it doesn't look like I can. What about up here? What I want it to do is take MP from you and give it to an ally. Maybe if I go to user. No, because the target is the ally. Yeah, okay. Well, let's say it's the user. None. No damage. Actually, it would be damage, right? It would be MP damage. Well, no. It would be MP drain. It would be MP drain on you to give to an ally. Oh, boy. How am I going to do this one? Is there an armor skill? Can I set it up? Let's see here. Debuff? Max MP? No. Debuff isn't the same as taking MP. State rate, state resist, not the same. Parameter. Max MP, that's not what I'm... Magic reflection. MP regeneration? No, none of those. MP cost rate? Not 25%. Maybe negative 10%? Oh, I can't even do negative, huh? I can't have it go... Oh, but 100% is normal, right? So I can just reduce it down to 90%. Okay. I think that's how that works. Is that right? You'll let me know if that's right? MP cost rate. If this was a skill that they could, a passive that a class had, then all of their MP costs are decreasing by 10%. I want that to be this. And, what should I call it? How did I set up the other ones? How did I set up the weapons? I gotta look it up real quick, I'm sorry. How did I set up the weapons for that? That was... None. Passive ability tied to a skill, right. Okay, so back to armor. We'll do none. Oh, we can't do that with this, can I? I could do... shield? For the pure spellcasters, it might work? I don't know. With the weapon, I can set it up as none, so that it doesn't touch any of their weapons, but any of their gear. It's just something that they can attach to themselves. Oof. Let me try to do it on a weapon. Let me see here. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do it as on a weapon. Alright, so I don't need to worry about that on a piece of armor. Alright, that should hopefully work. Again, I haven't tested any of this. This is just what I think is how it's supposed to go. I can fiddle with it, of course, over time, and I can look up the thread again if it hasn't been deleted or lost somehow. And I'm sure, if any of you know how to do it, I am open to the help. But this is how I read how to do it. This is how I think it's done. And I haven't actually tried to do it. So, I'm just going off of maybes right now. Anyways, I couldn't get the share MP. So there's something else I'm going to have to try to do. If I go... I'm actually going to clear this one. I don't want to get confused and think, oh, I already tried to do something here. If I come back to weapons, I wonder if I can get it working here. So I know I can get the MP cost down. I don't think I can share MP between allies. I don't think there's a way for me to sacrifice... Maybe special flag? Substitute? No, that's a defensive thing. That's an ability that the battle classes can have. Preserve TP is what I was talking about, saving TP between fights. That'll be good for the warrior. That's not what I'm looking for. Collapse, that's not it. Let's see. Double gold, raise preemptive, cancel surprise. These will all be good for the skill classes. Jones' expertise. But for now... That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't think there's a way. I don't think there's a way to share MP, which is disappointing. That was going to be a thing that the Arcane Knight could do: sacrifice his own MP to keep the spellcasters going. But oh well. All right. So what else can we try to do then? Since that was a bust. MP drain. I do like that idea. I do like that the Arcane Knight, potentially, haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking, potentially the person with the lowest MP should have an ability to recover it. Should he have to hit the enemy, or is it just a magical thing he does? I think it's a magical thing he should have to do. Sure. We can use Absorb. I know that's in here somewhere. If I can find it. There it is. Absorb. Let's do casts. MP Absorb. How should formula work here? I have it. Because depending on what the enemy is, how much MP the enemy has, it's either gonna be very useful or not useful at all. So we can do... the attack can compare how much MP you have at maximum to how much MP the enemy has at maximum. And then I actually want to multiply this times 2, the enemies. I want to multiply the enemies times 2. So you're taking away... You're not going to get much from this. You're taking away from them times 2. But I also want to add... I want to divide it by, if I can, do that. Divide it by your current MP. So let's say it's 500 and you've got 30 left, right? No, in that case I wouldn't need the times 2. I wouldn't need the times 2. That might work. Then again, it might not. I could be completely wrong. I'm gonna test it out because I want to see it in action. Yeah, that's an idea. All right, one more, and then I've taken too much time. One more. We have different elemental strikes. We have boosting our attack and our defense against magic. MP absorb. So one more good one. What about a team defensive? Actually, you know what? Let me cancel that, and let's see what I'm capable of. Recover MP? Just a skill that recovers MP? Well, that negates needing to absorb the MP, doesn't it? What about add state? Oh, no, I got it. For the Arcane Knight specifically, remove silence. You can remove it from yourself, maybe 50%? Well, no, because there's no reason to use a remove state ability if you're not guaranteed to get rid of it. And it's a gamble. I hate Zing in Dragon Quest for that exact reason. So it'll be 100%. It's going to cost you a lot, though. User MP cost, we'll put it up close to... Ooh, I don't know. Let's say 200. Sure. Maybe some TP cost. Actually, yeah, let's drop it down. Let's drop it down to 150. Sure. And the TP cost, let's say it's 15. It's pretty expensive. Maybe not. Maybe it shouldn't be that expensive. If you're fighting an enemy who can inflict silence on you, then you're probably fighting more than one, and they can probably inflict silence on you every turn. And if you're going through a dungeon, you're probably going to be fighting them multiple times. So it shouldn't be too expensive. It shouldn't be too hard to use it consistently to keep yourself unsilenced. But then again, you have items to do that same thing for you. And it only affects you. And if I'm giving it to the Arcane Knight, he has physical attacks. So maybe the TP cost should be a bit lower. I think it should be a bit lower. You should be able to reliably use it every turn if you need to. And the MP cost should also probably be lower, just to be a little more forgiving. I think that's okay. Let's add... What do I want to add here? A passive? No, it's an activatable ability. Ooh, I'll do this one. No, I don't like that. I don't. Is there any other... I'm so limited on icons here. This one. Sure. Speed. All right. Maybe I should have this be a little bit slower. That way it takes a little bit of time. Well, I don't want to punish the player. Allows you to create actions that are powerful but take a long time to perform. I think it should take a little while. It shouldn't be usable immediately. So I'm going to add something to it. But my rule of thumb is 25 for things that you want to take time to use but not too long. 60 for things that you want at least one rotation of turns through the party and the enemies. And then 100 for things that might take, or 120 for things that you want to take a few turns that you have to miss in order to cast. Save. And I think that's where I'll end the episode. It took too long. One class, not even a full suit of abilities either. It's going to be a while. It'll be a thing I work on, but now you know what my philosophy is for building the classes and my goal and the troubles I'm having with building certain skills. I think that's a good way to end the episode. So, thank you everyone for joining me. Until next time, stay safe and God bless you.